It's night again. The kind of night where the stars are so still, it feels like the sky itself is listening. Somewhere, in a quiet town by the edge of the sea, lives a man named Elias. He doesn't say much these days. He doesn't laugh like he used to. Every evening, as the last rays of sunset fade, Elias walks to the shore, a worn path that remembers his footsteps better than he does. There, with only the whisper of waves for company, he sits and looks toward the horizon, because somewhere beyond it lives the woman he loves. Her name is Amara. Elias and Amara once shared a small home by this very sea, a place filled with laughter, music, and the scent of warm bread she used to bake. But life, as it often does, had other plans. Amara had to travel far, across the ocean, to care for her ailing mother. It was supposed to be a short visit, but months became seasons, and seasons became years. And though they wrote letters, though they called, there was something about the nights that hurt the most, because nighttime was when they had always been together, reading, talking, sometimes just holding hands without saying a word. Now Elias lies in his empty bed, the space beside him cold and silent, his hands sometimes reaching out to touch nothing but air. One night as he stood by the window, Elias whispered a quiet plea to the moon. "If you see her tonight, tell her I miss her." The moon, round and kind, seemed to shimmer a little brighter, as if it had heard. That night, for the first time in months, Elias dreamed of Amara. She was standing under a tree filled with glowing white blossoms, the petals dancing around her like snow. She smiled at him, the same gentle, knowing smile he remembered, and said only one thing: "I heard you." Then he woke up. Tears warmed his cheeks, but his heart felt lighter. From that night onward, the dreams came often. Sometimes she was by the sea again, her hair blowing in the wind. Sometimes they sat by a fire, saying nothing, just looking at each other in that quiet, wordless way lovers do. Every morning Elias would wake with the scent of her perfume still in his memory, and the feeling of her fingers brushing against his. He began to thank the moon each night. "You're kind to me," he would whisper. "You let me see her when the world won't." And the moon, in all its silent wisdom, continued to rise, silver and steady, casting light across both their worlds, over his sea and her distant mountains. Far away, Amara too began to dream. In her dreams, Elias was always waiting by the ocean, his face calm, his voice soft like the tide. She would wake before dawn, feeling as if she had just left him behind. So she began whispering to the same moon from her window, "If you see him tonight, tell him I still love him." And the moon, ever faithful, became the silent messenger between their hearts, carrying whispers of longing through the vast, star-filled dark. One evening, a storm rolled in over Elias's town. The waves were fierce and clouds swallowed the moon whole. For the first time in months, Elias could not see its light. He sat by the fire feeling that old ache return, the emptiness of being without her. But that night, his dream was different. He found himself in the middle of a glowing meadow. The moon hung low, almost close enough to touch, and beneath it stood Amara. "You don't have to miss me so hard," she said softly. "The moon has been kind to us both. It carries your voice to me, and my heart to you. Even when we can't see it, it never stops shining." Elias reached out to her, and though his hand passed through like mist, he felt warmth, the warmth of love unbroken by distance or time. When he woke, the storm had passed. The moonlight spilled gently through his window again. He smiled. "Thank you," he whispered. Years went by. Their hair grew silver. Their letters grew slower. But the dreams never stopped. Even on nights when they no longer spoke by phone, the moon carried their love across oceans and across years, until one quiet evening, Elias fell asleep watching the moon rise. In his final dream, Amara was waiting for him by the sea, under that tree with glowing white blossoms. She took his hand and said, "It's time to rest now, my love. The moon has done its work." And as they walked together into the soft light, the sea shimmered like liquid silver, and the world itself seemed to hum with peace. Narrator, whisper soft. The moon still rises night after night, over cities, mountains, and oceans. And if you ever find yourself missing someone deeply, just look up. Someone else, somewhere, might be looking at that same moon thinking of you. Because love, true love, never really says goodbye. It only changes its shape and keeps shining quietly in the sky. Good night. Sleep peacefully, and may your dreams carry you to the one your heart misses most.